I read aloud a lot. How do I do this? I just like to. This is daunting narcissism, I suppose. I'm Steve Rudolph, and I'm the narrator of Fire on the Mountain. The idea of trying it at first just intrigued me, so after I read a couple of the chapters, I started to realize how complicated it was. Had I not liked those first 2 chapters, if I had said, oh my God, what is this? I would have had to tell you, I don't think I can read this for you. I got interested in the characters, so I thought, hey, this is pretty good. I had a great time with it.
Tell me, Pekra, did your father ever show you any, spoils? Spoils? I gave him a gift, a small crystal. Thought he might have shown it to you. Pekra shook his head. No, he didn't.
How would you describe the theme of Fire on the Mountain?
What is this, a test? An exam? Well, it's Pekra's story. The main character, a lot of fantasy stories have to do with journeys. Pekra does take quite a journey in Fire on the Mound. You could say it's a story about growing up. It has to do with trying to find out who you are more spiritually than anything else. Pekra simply has to maneuver his way through this strange maze that is his life to go from being this little boy at the beginning to being what is called a Fa. But it's also very interesting to watch these other characters go along with it too, because they're not just cardboard cutout characters. They're there for reasons. It's a journey story, but it's a lot more than that. It's not just a growing up story either. It's a lot more than that. My radio history goes way back, 1959. I was a kid in high school. Buddy Holly was still alive. I was a Boy Scout, and the Boy Scouts were going to run the radio station for one day in Black River Falls, Wisconsin. And basically, I had to say, hi, I'm Steve Rudolph, and you can listen to us on WWIS on Saturday. And I was going out the door, and the manager grabbed me and said, would you like a job? And he said, you know why? Because you're the only person we've heard who can say WW. They all say WW. I once worked at 4 stations at one time, where I had 4 different names and 4 different formats to work with. Worked in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, worked outside of Boston, Massachusetts, worked in Colorado Springs, worked in Carmel, California while I was at the language school, and that was great. That's the radio station was used in the Clint Eastwood movie, Play Misty For Me. And in the background on some of the radio scenes, you'll see some of my memos hanging on the wall, which is really a kick. Oh my. They each have their benefits. I know it would be. I would be an Orn, for sure. Yeah, it'd be the Orn. Yeah.
Why?
They were the most fun to do as a voice. They're totally different. I didn't have to nuance their voices very much, but they're all down in this area, and they're real fun to work with. And they have short sentences. Real short sentences, so you don't have to go for a whole paragraph doing this because you run out of steam. But I like that kind of creature. I like them a lot. The central issue for the whole thing was that I liked the book. It's kind of a long book. I don't know if you can see this. This is the novel. Most of these pages are full pages. So I only saw these in groups of 2 or 3 chapters at a time. If you had sent me this at the very beginning, somebody else probably would have ended up reading this, because this just looks daunting. But that's the whole novel right there. And I think it's great to look at it. I hadn't had it out till recently, just to look at. Holy cow. All of that. I was sorry when it was over. You can do a sequel.
Did you poison Parsec? Fool edged toward the door. Would you call the hunters together to kill me? Would you want to see me die? Answer me. Are you the one who murdered Parsec? Boys do not make demands of men. This is Fire on the Mound.
I'm not going to talk about the surprises in the book, but some of them I was very upset with at the time and totally taken aback by. But it's still a heck of a surprise, and you've got 2 or 3 or 4 of them in there that are going to surprise people for sure, but I don't want to give it away. I just don't. You'd get angry. Put the horn on me.